Morris's assertion might seem complete, except for the fact that the unfinished or broken pentagram is a well-known symbol in the occult. Manly P. Hall writes of the uses of the pentagram in his book, The Secret Teachings of All Ages. He says the pentagram is used extensively in black magic.
Shame on, shame on, shame on you, shame on you, shame on you.
Wow. That apparently does look like it is in the other building at this point.
To ensure that the explosive went off at a point that was high enough to prevent people from traveling above from the state. Let me take that pole again, 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 character in human history that will make Hitler and Stalin pale.
40 or 50% of Americans say they believe in key elements of the end time scenario.
He has been called by many names.
Future generation. A new world order.
But most know him
A world for
as
the
the
rule of law.
Antichrist.
Not the law of the jungle. Governs the conduct of nations.
Read these words the fast way. Get ready.
Play.
Yes, play. Get ready.
Must.
Yes, must. Get ready.
Kick.
Yes, kick. Get ready.
Steal.
Yes, steal. 60 on page 150. Fingers on the title of the story. Get ready.
The head go.
Yes, the head go.
The star may be broken at one point by not permitting the converging lines to touch. It may be inverted by having 1 point down and 2 up. When used in black magic, the pentagram is called the sign of the cloven hoof, or the footprint of the devil.
Dancing with the Stars on ABC.
Conviction. America's commitment to seek the peace and security of a world without nuclear weapons. It's close to midnight, and something evil's lurking in the dark. Under the moon, light. You see a sight that almost stops your heart. You try to scream, but terror takes a sound before you make it. You start to freeze as horror looks you right between the eyes. You're paralyzed. Because this is Thriller Night, and no one's gonna save you from the beast.
Is the Large Hadron Collider. The LHC has just inaugurated its 7th experiment, MODA. The LHC ring is 27 kilometers in circumference and houses thousands of magnets that guide counter-rotating beams of protons into collisions that generate the unprecedented energy of 14 million.
Rising of Sirius in the east. July 4th, Independence Day, is the day when the sun is in conjunction with this star, said to be 23 times more powerful than the sun itself. But which conclusion seems most plausible? Is the pentagram merely the broken pentagram? Most astrologers plot the 8-year course of Venus in relation to the zodiac, and their diagrams look like this. But according to Theosophic author David Pratt, this is not entirely correct. He says that while Venus produces a 5-pointed star, or pentagram, there is a slight irregularity. For the pentagram is not completely closed, there being a difference of 2 days at the top, which could mean that the broken pentagram of Venus might look something like this. In fact, Oveson mentions this motion of Venus, relating it to the 5-petaled flower, many of which appear throughout Washington, D.C., which represent the path of Venus as shown in this drawing from a well-known book on astronomy from the 18th century.
I have always believed that hope is that stubborn thing inside us that insists, despite all the evidence to the contrary, that something better awaits us. That something better awaits us. So long as we have the courage to keep reaching, to keep working, to keep fighting.
And what we've been doing with the egg and the rebirth, it's meant to signify an artistic statement of birthing a new race, and it's a race with no prejudice, a race within the race of humanity that bears no prejudice against anyone. So that's really the statement in itself.
Well, that's great. That's really good. That's really good. Now, you are...
The idea that if you're willing to work hard, it doesn't matter who you are, or where you come from, or what you look like, or where you love. It doesn't matter whether you're black or white, or Hispanic, or Asian, or Native American, or young or old, or rich or poor, able, disabled, gay or straight. You can make it here in America if you're willing to try. I believe we can seize this future together. Because we are not as divided as our politics suggest, and we remain more than a collection of red states and blue states.
Welcome to the future of your world.
This is the manifesto of Mother Monster. And thus began the beginning of the new race, a race within the race of humanity.
That is reportedly Lady Gaga inside that interesting show-like sculpture.
And what we've been doing with the egg and the rebirth, it's meant to signify an artistic statement of birthing a new race, a race within the race of humanity.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
So here I am in the middle of nowhere with my customer, and I turn around and there's 3 rattlesnakes.
Oh, right at the good.
He has been called by many names. The lawless beast. But most know him as the Antichrist.
actually shows nuclear devastation and then some kind of tidal wave flooding through New York as seen in the movie The Day After Tomorrow. You can see it on screen.
The most evil character in human history that will make Hitler and Stalin hell.
40 or 50% of Americans say they believe in key elements of the end time scenario.
He has been called by many names. The lawless one, the beast, but most know him as the Antichrist.
Human history that will make Hitler and Stalin hell.
The Antichrist is coming. 40 or 50% of end time.
Bearded giant rising up out of the ground. Or perhaps out from his grave. The statue is called the Awakening. And seems to be the perfect companion to the virgin symbolism which appears throughout the city, not the least of which is the goddess Freedom that sits atop the U.S. Capitol. A replica of Freedom is found inside the Capitol itself. The Virgin is said to symbolize purity and perfection, and hence becomes the alchemical companion to the perfected man, who also brings forth the divine child. In front of the Supreme Court building are found a male figure to one side and a female to the other. But centered in the tympanum above is not a man, but a woman, said to be the goddess Liberty enthroned. But exactly what liberty does she represent? Conclusion seems most plausible. Is the pentagram merely an
The future must not belong to those who slander the Prophet of Islam.
What does that even mean?
Yes, we can. As you say. As you say. As the Holy Quran tells us, the Holy Quran teaches that, the Holy Quran tells us, and the Holy Quran also,
that will make Hitler and Stalin.
the future must not belong to those who slander the Prophet of Islam.
You ain't my bitch, nigga. You ain't my bitch, nigga.
That's what they do. They try to bamboozle you. Hoodwink you. Try to hoodwink you. I love you back. It's close to midnight, and something evil's lurking in the dark. Under the moon, light. You see, a sight that almost stops your heart. You try to scream. But terror takes a sound before you make it. You start to freeze as horror looks you right between the eyes. You're paralyzed. Because this is Thriller Night, and no one's gonna save you from the beast.